Fresh is the word.
I'm Jim Duggan, got long wood for plenty hoes. I keep it fresher than fresh, but you already know. You suckers bummy, I'm money, I got a ton of flows. My weed loud like a motherfucking thunder roll. Your shit quiet like you ballin' on a budget though. We see your kicks and we laugh and yellin' what are those. You see me shining like a suit on puffy. You know my grind and shit is too strong, buddy. That's why the dude call money. I be stuntin' like it's nothing at all. Cause it's nothing to me, it's probably something to y'all. Trying to smoke like me, then come and fuck with your dog. Got a closet full of kicks, you can't cop it them all. And I'm fresher than the freshest, you can tell it's in my essence. Bitch, you see the way I'm rapping, yes I do this shit to death. I tell I'm running out of breath, I tell somebody cut a check. But either way you know it's fresh, and either way you know it's fresh. Fresh, we fresh. Fresh, goddammit, we fresh.
Welcome to the Fresh is the Word podcast, the podcast about music, pro wrestling, and combat sports. I'm your host, K Fresh. And before we start the show, I'd just like to remind everybody how they can support the works of this podcast. If you go to freshasthepodcast.com, you can go ahead and share any of the links on the website on any of your social media. That'd be cool. Or you can click on the link that says support the podcast, and there's a PayPal link that you can donate to. And also, there's an Amazon link. If you make any purchases on Amazon, use that link, and they'll shoot back some commission to us. Also, on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/freshasthepodcast and give us a like and share any of the links on there on Facebook. Also, we're on Twitter and Instagram at freshastheword1. That's fresh as the word, then the number 1. And also, you can subscribe to Fresh as the Word on iTunes and Stitcher. And after you subscribe, go ahead and give us a good rating, hopefully 5 stars. All right, it's enough of that. Let's get on to the show. And like always, I'm joined with my co-host, coming via Ireland right now for Bellator, MMA junkie, pro wrestling enthusiast, and proud Marine, Vstylez, man. How you doing in Ireland?
What's going on, my people? What's going on, man? What up? What up, K Fresh? You all right, baby?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
That's what's up, man. What we got?
Hey, you tell me, man. How's it going out in Ireland?
Oh, man. Long flight. Got here. I can't even front. The people have been super friendly. The hospitality has been great. The only issues I've had here is the internet going off and on, and other than that, and I'm still good. But other than that, man, Bellator has been great. Everybody's been great, man. I don't have no complaints at all, man. And we just getting ready, for this fight on Friday. Getting ready to, knock out Ishii. That's how I look at it. We getting ready to get lit on Friday. Tune in to Spike Friday night, 9 p.m. Main event, my man King Mo shall knock out my man Ishii from Japan. Gold medalist in judo, man. If you all don't remember, it's the last dude the Rampage fought. It's been great, man. Ireland is, I'm gonna tell you something, man. The more and more traveling I do, I find out that these different countries really, even though they're ruled different, it's really no different than the United States. It's a zillion Burger Kings here.
Right.
It's a lot of KFCs. Hell, there are McDonald's over here where you can literally go up to a machine and, place your order and pay for it right then and there. So while all you motherfuckers out there complaining, excuse the French, I don't mean to try to down anybody because that's not what it's all about.
Right.
But when all these people out here complaining about $15 an hour for fast food, be careful what you wish for because they will bring these machines in to replace you quick, fast. So, life is good. I'm loving it. Let's go.
Dude, definitely. Yeah, it's good to hear. I definitely went out to Toronto this past weekend for UFC 206, and
hmm
and I don't know how it sounded from like watching it at home, but it was such a great crowd, man. It was an incredible crowd.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. Um, definitely. I think if Anthony Pettis wouldn't have broke his hand in the first round, I started to text you to tell you, like, dude, he broke his hand. You know,
Yeah,
because I know being in the audience, you don't know what's kind of going on. You just kind of following what you're seeing.
right.
But they were talking about it, and I'm like, wow, something is wrong with his hand, and it could have possibly been a different fight with a healthy Pettis, but at the end of the day, Max Holloway, he came, he saw, and he conquered. So you have to salute him and congratulate him on that interim title, and look forward to him facing Jose Aldo real soon. So props to Max Holloway on that.
Yeah, I was just listening to an interview with Max Holloway, and yeah, I think he noticed that something was going on with Pettis, because he noticed
Yeah,
that
fighters know.
yeah, because there
They
were
see
certain
it.
things he wasn't doing that he usually does, and he was like, "Oh, I'll be able. This is my chance to really attack, what he's not doing, and he took advantage of that and was able to shut down Pettis, first person to do that, stop him.
When you're handicapped, it takes away from the things that you're trying to do. I remember when Uriah Faber fought Brown, and Uriah Faber broke. I don't know if he broke both his hands, but I know he broke. Nah, I think he just broke his right hand. And instead of using his right hand, he started throwing right elbows like they were fucking punches.
Right,
And he still lost the fight, but when you have to switch your game plan up like that quick,
right,
especially when you didn't plan for it, in training camp, it just takes away from what you're trying to accomplish, and your game plan kind of goes out the window. So, I never thought I would see Anthony Pettis get stopped, but it happened, and hopefully he can get back on this horse and start winning again. But you definitely don't want to. I don't want to say anything crazy about Max Holloway, man, because he deserved it. He deserved it. He did it. He went in there and did what he was supposed to do. And hey, injuries is part of the game. We just gotta, keep it moving and push forward. So, I suspect that Max noticed it and his team noticed it and said, "Hey, man, something going on." Because nobody's in their ears saying, "Hey, this dude got a broke hand."
right.
I'm pretty sure they picked up on it real fast. And that's why he went out the way that he went out, man. Applying that pressure, throwing them punches and kicks, and this is why we have a new interim champion.
Right. Did you see that? Did you see when the on the prelim card the Lando Veneta KO?
Nice.
Man, like there was a collective gasp in the Air Canada Center when that shit happened. A collective gasp, then a holy shit. It was incredible.
I think I know what you're talking about, man. I was at the Andrew Bulata Mike Tyson fight at the Palace when Mike Tyson hit Gulata at one time, and everybody in the Palace at the same time was like, "Ooh." So I can imagine what Toronto was like.
Right, man. Right. And then what about the Cub Swanson Doo Ho Choi fight? That shit. Okay, the whole time, literally when they really started to get down, the whole crowd was out of their seats for that whole fight. It was incredible. Like
That was a hell of a fight, man. And from a fan's perspective, I wish they get a chance to see it. Just imagine seeing a whole card like that Cub Swanson fight.
yeah, exactly. Like that.
You
Like
know,
after that, it was like,
that's the beauty of mixed martial arts, man. You get to see something like that, man. I like Cub Swanson, man. So good for him. I'm glad he picked up that W.
yeah. And then the Gastelum Kennedy fight. Kennedy seemed like he had a lot of ring rust. And Gastelum looked really impressive.
He looked to me he looks at home at middleweight. He needs to really reevaluate what he's saying as far as want to move back down to 170.
Right, he keeps on
In
saying
fact,
that.
I think his next fight is at middleweight against Vitor Belfort.
Yeah, he's gonna go against Belfort. Yeah,
He's going to be headlining that in Brazil. So maybe he could stay at 185, man, and avoid the problems of trying to make weight at 170.
Right. He missed weight three times.
Might be good for him.
Yeah, he missed weight 3 times at 170. Many people were saying, why is he even still in the UFC if he's going to keep on missing weight? But then he goes up to middleweight and he looked so impressive. Looked at home there, so he should stay there.
Yeah, he looked super at home at middleweight. But here's the thing about fighters. Styles make fights.
Yeah.
And even though he looks super at middleweight, in his mind, he's stronger at 170. So what fighters like to do is they like to lose that weight and go to a weight class where they feel like their strength would be more dominating against less competitors. Not necessarily less competitors, but strength helps when you're at a lower weight.
Right.
And you're naturally a certain size. You move down, 5-10 pounds, man. It could be a game changer.
Right.
So I know where his mind is at, but just what I'm looking at, he belongs at 185.
Right. And then with the Donald Cerrone Matt Brown fight, it was a very competitive fight for the first couple of rounds, but then Cerrone finally got him. But
yeah, the kick from hell.
Oh, that kick
from fucking hell.
That kick was crazy, man.
That's how I like to call it, the kick from hell.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but all in all, that was a very impressive. The 206 was much more impressive in person and watching it than maybe on paper. There wasn't any of those super sexy high big super fights, but it was a really enjoyable card to definitely watch live. And the Toronto crowd is they somewhat bloodthirsty, man. They were really in it for the whole. I mean, even there was even a majority of the crowd was even there for the preliminary cards, so they were out there out and early looking for blood.
Look, when you go to fights, and I don't know how everybody else is, but I shouldn't say it. Well, I haven't necessarily paid to go to a card in a minute. I think the last card that I paid to go to was the UFC when it was at the Palace where Rampage went against the Machida. Me, Royce, and Kid Vicious went, and we had the time of our lives on the floor.
Yeah.
As the person that loves this shit, I want to see the shit from the beginning to the end.
Right.
And MMA fans, they like Laker fans, man. They show up at halftime, if that makes sense.
Right.
They miss the first 2 quarters, then they want to show up third and fourth quarter. I'm not like that, man. I like knowing about the guys that's on the come up. So you might see a guy that's 2-0, his first time in the UFC. 10 fights later, this dude's on a 10-fight win streak. Now you can be like, well, damn, I watched this dude since he's been in UFC. Yeah, he deserves this, that, and the other. But the casual fan, they not like that. They want to show up when it's lights, cameras, action, man. So for you to say that the crowd in Toronto was, very supportive from the jump, that's super dope.
Yeah, and there was a lot of
Super dope.
Canadians. There was a lot of Canadians on the card too, and kind of a few of them lost early. They got to a really slow start, but they showed a lot of love to the their countrymen, countrymen and women. Uh, so that was super cool. It was a really cool crowd. So I hope more events go to Toronto like for the UFC because they definitely showed up.
Hey, what me and you need to do is when Mo got his downtime, me, you, and him need to. I don't care if we have to fly, drive, whatever. we need to. Because Mo is a wrestler, Mark, like me and you. He loves. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have him come on here real soon. But he's like me and you when it comes to certain things, man. He's very knowledgeable, man.
Right.
He's a huge fan of the Young Bucks. I want everybody to look out for it. I ain't putting nothing in the air, but once we get this knockout, I want everybody to watch out for Mo doing delete. we gonna do the delete the cage, dude. It's gonna be wild.
It's gonna make Ishii obsolete.
Oh, indeed.
Delete.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild, man. It's gonna be wild, but yeah, we need to catch a Ring of Honor event, man. We need to. We was talking about who got dope intros and interests coming in the ring.
Yeah.
He was like, man. He said, man, I've become a fan of Moose. He said, I love his entrance.
Oh yeah.
So I said, Moose. So we pulled up video. I said, oh yeah, that shit is live. It's live. How he comes in.
Hell yeah, dude. No, he definitely is a cool.
I'm big on I like how Samoa Joe come in. Me mugging with a hard ass beat. He was like, nah, Moose got a better. So I looked at it, I was like, hell no. It was like, you chant Moose and then you do like the little fist pump. Yes.
Right. It doesn't matter what crowd he goes to, whether it's indie show or the TNA shows now that he's in TNA. When he's in Ring of Honor, like the whole crowd would do that, and it's incredible. I've been in the crowd a couple times for him, and it's super incredible, just to be a part of that.
We definitely will go to the next Ring of Honor show. I'm still contemplating Tuesday.
Okay.
I know I'll come back Saturday, but it's a Tuesday, show, the SmackDown that we was talking about. And I might do that with you, man. Just let me get back and get adjusted again, man. But I'm pretty sure it ain't sold out, man. So we'll be able to do. Unless you bought tickets.
No, I didn't buy tickets. Last time I checked, there was like the only tickets left were up like the upper bowl, and they had like $50 seats and $20 seats.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's no bad seat when you're watching wrestling.
Right. Another thing that kind of busted loose this week is after all of this time, the UFC implementing the 145-pound women's division that Cyborg has been lobbying for forever. And they are not including her in the first bout because they will not give her the extra 2 to 4 weeks that she wants to heal up from that horrible 140 weight cut that she did. And now we have a match set up for it'll be in Brooklyn in February versus
February 11th.
Yeah, it's gonna be Holly Holm versus how do you say it? Jermaine de Randomy? Okay.
I know it's Holly Holm and the other one. What's her last name? The other chick?
De Randomy?
Makes no sense.
The thing is,
no.
okay, you have two fighters, Holly Holm, who's lost their last two bouts, and then the other fighter hasn't fought in this weight class in 5 years.
Makes no sense.
And
I'm gonna keep saying that. That's my answer to everything. Makes no sense.
and then they're saying now that Dana White is saying that it's possible that Ronda Rousey might face the winner of this bout.
Yep, and then she'll do that, and then she'll retire before she can face Chris Cyborg, man. So this is just how I'm feeling right now. Dana White full of shit. No disrespect, but the bottom line is fans know who the 145 champion is. You can con the casual fans because they don't know shit.
Right. But
but
why now?
The people that love this, I don't even know if you want to call it a sport anymore, man. Mo been telling me for years, it's more entertainment than anything.
It's sports. It's sports entertainment.
And just by looking at the latest things that UFC's been doing, he's 100% right, man. It's just smoke and mirrors and bullshit. So.
But after all this time, why so much urgency right now?
Just enjoy this from an entertainment perspective.
Right.
Trying to make Holly Holm a two-time champion, a two-time two-weight division champion.
Yeah.
Something that's never been done. Okay, then it sets up a rematch between her and Ronda Rousey, probably presuming if Ronda Rousey gets to Amanda Nunes. Because, right now people looking at, Amanda Nunes as far as, they're not giving her a shot.
Right.
Because she gasses. She gasses really after the first round. So, we're going to see what's going to happen, man. But basically what they're doing is saying, fuck Chris Cyborg. We don't respect you. For them to treat her like this when that 145 is her division.
Yeah.
You've been making her purposely cut to 140, not even fighting at 145. You make her cut to 140.
Right.
You mean to tell me you create a division, you got two women that have been fighting at 135 their career. And all of a sudden, because of whatever bullshit that's going on behind the scenes, you say, you know what? Chris been campaigning for a 145 title for years now. All of a sudden, you say, you know what? We are going to create a 145 title, and Chris Cyborg is not going to get the first shot. We're going to give it to Holly Holm, a person who's lost 2 fights in a row, and I believe the person she's fighting has lost her last fight.
Yeah, she lost her last fight, I believe, or the fight before last. But she hasn't fought in this weight division in 5 years though.
Where is the credibility at? All the fans, the real fans know. Casual fans may not, but the real fans know who the champion is. It's just disrespect, man. Here's the funny thing. This is the one thing people not really talking about in the last 24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
The 135 division belt was handed to Ronda Rousey. She never fought for the belt.
Yes,
It was handed to her. She defended it against what's her name, Carmouche?
Yeah.
The Marine?
Yeah.
My fellow double dog. But she handed the 135 title.
Right.
Why can't you show Chris Cyborg the same respect and give her the 145 title? And here it is. Just a month ago, 2 months ago, there are not enough women to fight in the 145 division. But now it's just out the blue. We're going to create a 145 title,
and it's so urgent, though.
Has turned into a complete joke. I love mixed martial arts, so I'm always going to watch fighting, but just hearing a little hearing the little whole ass shit Dana be saying, the condescending shit, she missed the bus. We're just gonna move on, and we're probably gonna get Ronda a shot at it too. You're already saying that Ronda is gonna be winning this fight. Like, and really, you basically saying fuck Amanda Nunes. Like,
really? Yeah. They're and they're also trying to set up, Ronda Rousey to have 2 belts.
Oh my God, Ronda.
And this just doesn't. And I think that's the urgency of this all, is that they want Ronda to have both belts.
I think Ronda may not have that it anymore, man, because I got some close people behind the scenes that said as soon as she got off the stage after that face off with Amanda Nunes, as soon as she went, snatched her arm from Dana and went back down, got off the stage, basically running off the stage.
Yeah.
They said as soon as she went behind the curtain, she bust out crying.
Yeah, I heard about that. Shook. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and I've heard it from some real credible people. So it's like, wow, that really fucking happened. I think me and you probably heard it from the same source. Then when I got fighters telling me about it, it's like, wow, man, really? So, I don't want to make it sound like the weekly fuck Ronda Rousey, fuck Dana White type thing, man, but let's see how this shit go work out.
Right.
I think Ronda is a product of a good publicity machine. When you have things handed to you, look, put it this way: if Ronda wins the fight, the New Year's Eve weekend or whenever the fight is, you're gonna see me congratulate her. Congratulations on winning your very first UFC title. You didn't win the last title; it was handed to you.
Right.
So I'm a congratulator. And I'll probably get blocked. I might be blocked already. Who knows? But I mean, that's what they do, man. Rampage hates me. He blocked me. It's just sad, man. And here it is. We got a person like Chris Cyborg who go in there, and what Chris Cyborg does is she murders the division. She murders everybody in any division, female-wise. I just think they don't want her to. I don't think they want her to succeed, man. And it's just politics and bullshit. There's no way. It's inexcusable. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, all your top tier fighters are, because you had them do this New York shit. Now you got to see, who's clear for what, and you need fighters for certain dates. The respectful thing to do when it's concerned with somebody like Chris Cyborg, if she needs 12 weeks, give her 12 weeks.
Right.
You're basically just pulling this title out your ass, and to give it to two people that aren't worthy. I'm sorry, Holly Holm is not worthy right now, and I'm a Holly Holm fan. I like, I'm one of the few to be that said from the beginning when she was the legacy champion that as soon as Ronda Rousey faced somebody with the boxing skills and the kickboxing skills of a Holly Holm, you'll see what type of fighter she is. And we've seen what type of fighter she was. So I like Holly Holm.
Yeah.
I just think this is some complete bullshit, man. And you're not gonna fool the people that really know.
Right. And I like I said before, I do think that along with needing to fill some star power and some other things coming up because they gassed out a lot of their top tier fighters towards the end of this year. I'm starting to think that this urgency for this belt has to do with wanting to have Ronda have 2 belts possibly, because we saw how long.
The thing is, they need Ronda to win.
Yeah.
Ronda can beat Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
From what I understand, and I know people that that's there with her. They say she gasses. So let's see what can happen. I would love to see a man in a perfect world. I would like to see Amanda Nunes land some leg kicks and hit her with an overhand right. See what happens. But like it or not, and I definitely don't like it because I still believe she's a one-trick pony with the worst boxing ever. But that armbar is what it is. It will help her win possibly another title. So because if she loses, we won't see her again.
All right. Let me ask you this: do you think Nunes has to finish her? Because if this goes the distance, do you think the judges will give it to Ronda Rousey if it's close?
But hold on. You said do I what?
Do you think Amanda Nunes needs to finish her in this match? Do you think if it goes the distance, if it goes the distance,
I think Amanda Nunes used to. I think she needs to finish her. But if she doesn't finish her, I think a decision goes to Ronda Rousey because she does have. Ronda has cardio. I mean, you don't become an Olympian without having certain things. So
right.
I think Ronda wins a decision if it goes that way, but I don't see a decision on either way on either hand. It's either going to be finished on Nunes' part, or it's going to be down by Ronda Rousey.
Right. So yeah, we'll see what goes on with all this. It's a lot of crazy times. A lot of crazy times with.
Hopefully we can just look. Hopefully after this fight and Amanda Nunes wins, we can just be like delete.
And I know forever, they've been trying to do the Ronda Rousey Cyborg fight, but at this point, man, I don't know if I even want to see it anymore, especially if she loses, if Ronda Rousey loses this next fight.
I want to see it from the simple aspect that I want to see Ronda Rousey get her ass beat by Chris Cyborg. It ain't got to be no belt on the line. I just want her to receive some ruthless aggression. I want to see her cry. I want to see all the good shit. I mean, because we've seen too much around the Rousey sassiness. We've seen too much of the arrogant, I'm this, that, and the other. Look, you were given a belt. You didn't win that belt. You were given the belt. Did you defend that belt? Sure, you defended the belt that you didn't win a couple times. But you didn't win that belt. So yeah, man, I want to see that ass get beat like bad. I would like to be that person and be like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. I'm just saying.
Definitely. Switching topics a little bit. Did you see any of the footage from the Glory pay-per-view this past weekend?
Nope, I didn't. I didn't see the footage from Glory, but I did hear that about how he got his arm broke with a leg kick.
Right.
I mean, with the kick from the leg. I heard this. I heard he got his arm broke by getting kicked in the leg, but I didn't see any of the Glory footage at all.
Okay. I actually watched it, and I was actually listening to an interview with Rico Verhoeven on MMA Hour, and he said that that arm injury from Badr might have happened earlier in the fight, not by that knee when he stopped. It was just at that point Badr couldn't take it anymore. So
oh wow.
Yeah, he thinks one of his kicks actually earlier on in the fight hurt his arm, but then by the time that second round came around, he finally just kind of gave up after a couple of those knees to that same area.
Okay.
But I'll say this, man. Just watching it, like the electricity in the air for that fight was like WrestleMania. Like it was like,
oh yeah,
it was like The Rock and Austin type, like WrestleMania. Like once Badr came out, like the crowd surrounded him. His fans surrounded him. They had to get on the speakers and tell everybody to sit down. before they could even start the fight. And while they're doing that, Rico and Badr are just staring each other down like
He's a
crazy.
legend, man.
This was like one.
Badr is a legend. He's a fucking legend. He went to war with everybody. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
It was one of the most incredible things that I've like ever seen. And it's a bit it was very disappointing the way that it ended. That it just didn't go the length.
I gotta watch it now, man.
But
I see it now.
Like just watching it, you're like, oh my god, like this is some important shit going on right now, man. It was just
I gotta see it.
I was just like I was in awe of what was going on. I'm like, oh my, the electricity in that arena was crazy, man. And
wow.
And then afterwards, you know, I liked the post fight interviews that they had. They showed mutual respect to each other, but then Badr just basically you know, left it as once I come back, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass.
Right.
And it was incredible, but at the same time, man, I you know, I have mad respect for both of these guys because, you know, Badr's legend, you know, and then you have Rico Verhoeven, who I think is he wants to prove himself as one of I don't know if like the competition these days is as good as previous years or previous generations, but he definitely wants to prove himself as one of the best ever, you know, and he shows that with every, but at the same time, he's still kind of like, he loves being in there. You can tell he loves doing this, and that he's like a part of him is a fan while also being a competitor. So that was like one of the great, even though the ending of the fight was, you know, very disappointing that it had to end like that, like,
right.
I loved everything about that fight. It was incredible, man. Like, I want to. I can't wait till there's a rematch. I can't wait till there's a rematch between these guys. There has to be, because it was so electric, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can't wait to actually get an opportunity to sit down and to watch it, because that's what it's all about.
Right, and actually that whole main card for Glory Collision was pretty dope.
What we got wrestling wise?
Wrestling wise, the Raw pay-per-view coming up on Sunday, Roadblock.
Oh yeah, well, we're possibly gonna have new tag team champions.
That's how it looks, and this is one thing that it still like befuddles me about Raw. You know, they still do that thing where they're like, know how we're going to bring you home to the pay-per-view? We're going to have everybody that's in the main event or co-main event or whatever all into one tag team match. And so you see all these guys just fighting each other already, you know? And you're like, all right, okay. Like, whatever, you know? So you get to see these guys fight each other. I just never liked that.
I really hate how they've made the club into Festus again.
Yo, like,
Gallows.
I cringe.
There's no reason in the world why these dudes shouldn't have been over. You should have never separated them from AJ Styles. They went to SmackDown. You've ruined what could have possibly been a great thing. I don't know how the WWE recovers from that, man. So even if you do put them back with AJ Styles, the fans are going to still look at them as glorified jobbers. Right,
man. They've never really looked strong at all since they debuted, and it's been so.
Like, how do you do that? You bring them up from where they were gods in IWGP.
Yeah.
You bring them up at their all. Like, it takes eons and eons for most people to rebrand themselves, man. And that dude went from Festus to another person, and the fans forgot about Festus. Now it's Festus all over again, man. So I mean, and you know, including his partner too. But it's that. This, to me, that's just some bullshit, man. They are probably, along with the Wyatts, the most underutilized team, you know, or faction, you know, in WWE. It's just sad. It's just super sad, man.
Right,
just like my, you know, WWE's fucking up, man. Just like my man. What's his name? And I'm glad you posted. I couldn't respond to it, but I responded and liked your post about will the WWE finally have a black champion.
Right.
You know, and with the picture that me and you both retweeted. Looking at that picture, I would have been, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's dope, but it would be so dope if we see the WWE champion along with all four of them ruling at the same time.
Right. And somebody else said that.
You're never going to see that.
Right, and somebody else tweeted that this other wrestling journalist, podcaster's name's Audrey Citadel or something, or Citterson. He said that picture's awesome, but how great would it be if there was a WWE champ in that photo also that was black, you know? So
how awesome would it be? What?
Like, how awesome would it be if there was a black WWE champ in that photo also?
Look, they made Apollo Crews basically into the new Coco Beware without the bird.
Yeah.
They, you know, I just don't know. I don't. They're making. What's my man? You know, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about? The one that put up the Omega sign all the time.
Oh, I mean Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, you take it. Now Vince likes guys that's that big and strong, and stuff
Right.
like that. And you know, Titus O'Neil, he's a talented dude, and he speaks well. You mean to tell me that dude's in the doghouse? Really? I think we touched on that last week.
Yeah.
Like, get that dude out of the fucking doghouse, man, and give him a new character. He's still to be Titus O'Neil, man, but make him over, man. It's like, it's time. It's time for different shit. And I'm tired of being the one that settled for some shit. And I think the WWE do shit to make us settle for shit. Fuck that, man. You know, okay, you know, you never can. I was talking about this with, with Moses a little bit ago. You can't say that The Rock is the first black champion. He doesn't even really rep his black side. Everything is Samoan.
Yeah.
Everything is Samoan. And I love The Rock. I'm a Rock guy. But he doesn't represent, you know, he don't represent us like that. And that's not to discredit him. But he don't represent, you know, everything with him is Samoan. And that's cool. That's cool. And I'm okay with that. But don't act like, you know, this is the WWE I'm talking about, but don't act like, you know, y'all repping him as the first black champ. No, because that's not true. You know, now you can come out and you can say the Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas are the very first WWF tag team, the very first black WWF tag team champions, and that's true. But to not to give us the same homage as WCW, NWA gave Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
You know, we're supposed to settle for second tier titles. Or we'll give him the ECW champion. He's a world champion now. You know, as far as talking about your boy Bobby Lashley.
Right.
Or, we'll give Mark Henry, we'll give him the world title. Which is, we all know the second tier title. It's a world championship, but it's not what the WWE championship is. So, you know, it's just different levels, man. You know, I think it's just time, man. I think, you know, Vince, he gets so caught up in these stereotype characters
And it's just like, wow, it takes. There's no way in the world, as talented as Apollo Crews is, he should be Coco B. Red Jr. Or Titus O'Neil. I'm not saying that he's the best wrestler, but that dude could be worked. It's a lot of wrestlers that can be worked, man, but they're not given a chance because they don't have that golden boy look. Or Wyatt is kept. That's why I think Bray Wyatt don't get that love. Bray Wyatt don't get that love because he looks a certain way. I think Samoa Joe commands them giving him that respect.
Right.
So he takes this shit. But everybody else, man, they pretty much treat them like just be happy you got a job.
Right. And I think somebody like let's say a Bray Wyatt, you might think that he doesn't have the look, but I think he has like the perfect look to be that.
Me too.
That heel champion, to be that.
Vader didn't have the perfect look. I love Vader as world champion.
Right.
They had the strap on Yokozuna. He definitely doesn't have the look. But if something wrong with one of these top tier dudes, on the opposite side of the planet holding the title, yeah, man, I don't like that shit, man. I love wrestling, man, but I've been waiting my whole life, since I've been a wrestling fan, to see one of us hold the WWE title or WWF title. We've never seen that. Junkyard Dog, one of the most popular wrestlers of all time, never held a WWF title of any nature. And to me, it's like, wow, man. Wow, y'all dropping the ball on these dudes, man. And we supposed to just be satisfied with the little trinkets that we get. You could build it how you want. The fact is, if you look at the history, you look at Wikipedia, man, ain't there no brothers with the WWE World title.
Yeah, definitely, and that's something that I don't think they ever wanted to, put on a black champion. They always, gave him something else. All the second tier titles, there's right now there's definitely been progress with who gets the titles, but they still don't want to put.
Seeing that picture though, man, that did make me smile. Can't front.
Oh yeah, dude, that was great. But the worst part about it is that of course, when you do something like that and say something like Black Excellence, you have those people that were like, "Oh, if I said white excellence, then blah blah blah."
I think that was kind of like a shot to us too. I think that was a shot to us telling us next week we about to lose our straps. So enjoy this moment while you see it.
Right. Like definitely. Like I knew it wasn't. They weren't going to pull the trigger on it, but I was definitely a little scared that on Raw's this week that they made them fight twice. Did that whole kind of tease that they might lose it in the end, and I was like, if they made them lose it before beating Demolition Streak, then that's racist and downright.
Yeah, real shit. You don't get 1 or 2 days away and then say, hey, let's take the belts from them. I thought they was gonna do that shit too. I really thought they was gonna fuck over them like that, but they didn't. So salute, because they didn't want the New Day to win anyway. They didn't want the New Day to succeed. So to even to see them to succeed and having the belts all these long, all this time is great to see. Now the big question is, how are you going to repackage them? Are you going to break them up, or are you going to keep them? Are they going to regain the titles a couple times, or what's going to really happen with the New Day? Because it's kind of ran its course now.
Right. Yeah, they've definitely done as much as they like.
How about them sending Luke Gallows and his partner over to SmackDown with AJ Styles?
Dude, I would love that. I would love that. And I think that would actually be that chance to sort of rebrand Anderson and Gallows from all this shit that they've done on Raw with them, you know, just by doing a trade, you know, like those are like perfect opportunities to be able to do that. So I'm hoping that it happened.
If you talking about giving Sami Zayn that same type of opportunity, give it to him. I just don't like what they've done with them dudes, man. They made them look like jobbers, man. That shit ain't cool, man. It ain't cool at all. Well, my friend, love you dearly, man, but I got to get up in a couple hours for these weigh-ins.
All right.
And I'm tired as hell. This Guinness is kicking my ass. And thanks for tuning in to Fresh is the Word podcast with your man Vstylez. But I have to sign off right now. And Kelly, I'll be home on Saturday, man. And let's connect when I get home.
Word up, man. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Have a great time out there in Ireland, and you all know who we're pulling for. Big and King Mo. You know what I'm saying. So I'll definitely be tuning in on Friday to
indeed
to see King Mo prevail.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna see if I can have Mo get on next week, man. I think you would love to hear some of his commentary.
Oh, I would love that.
All right. That's what's up, my people. Hey, listen up. You follow me on Facebook at the /Vstylez, VSTYLEZ. You follow me at my artist page on Facebook /official Vstylez. That's official VSTYLEZ. Hit me on Twitter and Instagram at /VSTYLEZ. Signing off until next week, my people.
All right. Thanks for joining me, Vstylez.
All right. Peace, my man.
All right. Later.
Fresh is the word.